It's week 6, I think. 6, 7, something like that. It's the end of February, and next week is spring break, so have several things going on at the moment. I have 2 papers to write next week during spring break, so that's a lot of fun. At least I know, or at least I think I know, what those papers will be about, so that's a good thing. I'll give kind of a check-in report on all of my classes. My theory class, Theories of Written Communication, is, I think, actually going pretty well, and this professor is on my dissertation committee, so it's really awesome when I get feedback from her that says, you know, on my writing that this is a really good close read and blah blah, you know, good. She doesn't say good job, she's not that kind of person. But anyway, it's good to know that I'm kind of on the right track, because I was really not looking forward to this class, because theory tends to be something that heavily intimidates me, and I thought it would be way, way over my head, and that it wouldn't be useful to me, and things like this. And actually, I might be enjoying the readings from this class better than all of them. I don't know. That's a distinct possibility. So anyway, that class seems to be going okay. I hope to do all right on my midterm paper. I'm going to be looking back at Victor Vitanza and Jean-Luc Lyotard. I don't do French. I shouldn't have even tried. And then, let's see, okay, then I have Rhetorics in Society, and that class seems to be going fine. I'm honestly not the biggest fan of the readings in the course, but what's kind of neat is that our professor is having students choose the readings every week, after the first month or so of class. So after spring break, my partner and I are presenting some readings on labor conditions and the economic collapse. It's Rhetorics in Society, and she's doing sort of a rhetorics of social justice focus. So that's what we'll be looking at. I have a meeting with one of my professors from last semester to talk about it, actually, because we're going to be reading one of the articles that she wrote about some research she did interviewing people who were on the academic job market and how much emotional labor that is to get an academic job. So that'll be interesting to see what she has to say. And then that's related to a WPA Go committee that I'm on for a labor census. We're working on a survey to send to grad students in rhetoric and writing programs across the country to see what labor conditions are like. So I'm also going to ask the professor I'm meeting with on Friday if she would be willing to serve as the PI on an IRB for that survey. And then we are today submitting a conference proposal to the WPA conference, which is the organization, the Writing Program Administration organization that we are doing this research for. So I figured if we actually want to present on this information, or even possibly to try to publish on it, then we should probably get IRB approval. Probably a good idea. So we'll see how that goes. Last class is Rhetorics in Digital Environments, and that class is really interesting. There's a lot of really good material that I think might help with looking at my dissertation research. It's giving me a lot of food for thought and a lot of ideas. I don't know which ones I will actually end up using, but at least it's exposing me to something different. So that's kind of cool. So for me, this class comes at a really kairotic moment because, you know, next semester I'll be doing my exams and starting on my dissertation research, so that'll be really helpful. And the professor of the class I will be asking to be on my committee because we have some correlative research interests, and like I said, a lot of the readings that we're doing seem to me related to what I want to do or to talk about or to theorize in my dissertation. So that's been really helpful. And the professor himself is just, he's awesome. He's a really great guy, and he the poor guy, he puts up with some crap because this class is on a Thursday evening. It goes until 8 o'clock, and oh my gosh, by the time Thursday rolls around, all of us are just done. We are physically and mentally done. So when we get to his class, oh, I feel so bad for the guy. We're awful. We're so bad. We are so bad. We're like the worst students. We're like the students that I hate to deal with in my own classes because we're all just so punchy and, you know, by the time Thursday night gets there. But anyway, he's a good sport about it, and he talks about his own research in that class, which I think is really helpful. I really like that perspective. It's nice to hear an academic talk about their work because I think, you know, that's not always something that people do in coursework, or at least that I've noticed. Like, we talk about our research a lot as graduate students, but we don't necessarily always hear our professors talking about their research. And my Rhetorics and Society professor, she has definitely talked about her research to help us think about our own. So anyway, it does happen. It's not, you know, it's not completely unheard of. But anyway, so that's the class update. And let's see. I have things to grade for MSE that I have not started on. I will get to that, but my parents were in town this past weekend, and the weekend before that, my mother-in-law and her husband were in town, so I've just, you know, I have to negotiate that. It's difficult to get my, well, I guess it's homework. I mean, my reading's done when we have visitors from out of town. So that's really hard for people to understand, and I don't know if sympathize is the right word, but it seems like people don't quite get why I do what I do, and that's a really hard part of being in grad school, is that, you know, people think that you're, I don't know, torturing yourself or something, and, you know, it's not my favorite thing to have to sit in one place and read all day. I mean, obviously I would rather be doing other things, but when I'm in coursework and I have, you know, 3 books to read every week, I don't have much of a choice about, you know, what I do with my free time. So I don't know, we'll see. Hopefully with moving into our new house somewhat soon, that will give me some time back, but until then, time is a negotiation, and that's just how it is. My father-in-law is coming into town today, so we've had all the visitors now, and he'll be helping my husband work on the house probably a little bit, so that'll be good. They can get some stuff taken care of. we had the house treated for fleas professionally on Monday because we've tried 3 times ourselves. Steve has done it 3 times, and those fleas, man, they are persistent little buggers. So hopefully that gets us to where we want to be, because ideally we wanted to start working on moving in next week during spring break, but I don't know if my husband's going to want to do that now with the flea issue going on. So we shall see. All right, those are all my updates. See you soon.